Blue 6 account straight. The lesson that stopped the bleeding. The email subject line read: margin call. Urgent. I open it anyway, even though I already knew what it said. A single euro-yen position, levered 10 times my normal size, had detonated the balance on account 6. 19 minutes earlier I was positive I'd found redemption after 5 implosions. Now the brokerage wanted $17,400 by 4 p.m. or the position would liquidate. Plus fees. I stared at the number so long the commas blurred. No one else was home to hear me whisper, how many chances does a market give? If you've ever smashed the deposit button to just top up and get it back, stick around. What follows isn't strategy. It's the autopsy of 6 dead accounts and the single playbook that finally kept number 7 breathing. None of this is financial advice, just psychological battlefield notes. Comment below with how many demos or real accounts you've blown. I'm at 6, you'll see why. Chapter 1. The Loop of Doom. Account 1 disappeared in a month, an over-leveraged scalp on crude oil that went the wrong way but had to bounce. I doubled down, then tripled, then watched the candle write obituaries across my screen. I blamed the platform spread. Account 2 felt smarter. I had indicators. RSI, MACD, stochastics. Layered like lasagna. The chart looked sophisticated, the outcome looked identical. One revenge trade after a 3-trade losing streak. Goodbye, 2. Account 3? Crypto bull market. Impossible to lose, Twitter said. I turned 2,000 into 12 in 3 weeks, called myself a genius, and lost 15 in 3 hours when an exchange halted withdrawals. I blamed regulations. What I refused to see was the emotional Xerox machine copying the same pages. Each wipeout started with a small drawdown, moved to doubling size for the comeback, then concluded with panic clicks and bitter Googling of loan options. New ticker, same trigger. The moment I felt cornered, I replaced risk with hope. Loop awareness struck only after printing and lining up 3 losing equity curves on the dining table. They looked like hospital heart monitors. Flat lines spiked by fatal jolts. The common denominator wasn't the market, it was my heartbeat. Recognize the pattern? Drop loop below if your charts tell the same story. I promised account 4 would be different. Chapter 2. The breaking point. Different lasted 5 weeks. I journaled, set alarms, even walked away after losses. Then sunk cost syndrome crept in. I'd sunk hours analyzing a lithium miner, sure a breakout was imminent. When price sagged under my stop, I moved the stop lower. Can't waste all that homework. 2 days later the miner gapped down 8% on a Chilean tax rumor. Account 4 limped into oblivion, one widened stop at a time. Account 5 died in crypto winter. I joined a Telegram group chanting buy the dip. Every red candle felt like betrayal, every green flicker felt like rescue. A single tweet triggered a 30% crush. My tether snapped. I sold the bottom, watched price rebound, re-entered high, repeated until only dust remained. By now friends had started sending job postings. I still believed I was one insight away from mastery. Then came account 6. The margin call massacre. It began with a simple euro-yen thesis. Bank of Japan would defend the yield cap. I shorted at midnight, risk 1%. Price inched up. I doubled. It inched again. Doubled again. At dawn the BOJ announced an emergency bond buy. Yen cratered, pair exploded. My stop never stood a chance. The platform froze, reloaded, and exposed a negative balance. I paced circles in the dark, heart-punching ribs, and phoned Lucia, a mentor who had watched me bury accounts 2 through 5. I expected forgiveness. She offered rules instead. Your trading isn't broken, she said. Your circuit breakers are. If you've chased a loss within 60 seconds, type timer in the chat. What Lucia gave me next was a timer disguised as salvation. Chapter 3. Building the UN Blowable Playbook. Lucia's first decree. Daily loss cap. 1 are written on a yellow index card in Sharpie, taped beside the monitor. When net P and L hits -1 R, quit for the day. No appeals. Decree 2. 30-second tilt timer. Anytime a stop triggers, hit a physical kitchen timer. During those 30 ticks I must stand, breathe, and log one feeling word. Only after the bell may I evaluate another trade. Decree 3. Micro trade reset. And a session read? Next 2 sessions are apprenticeship size. 1/10 normal risk. Until I string 3 discipline perfect trades. The first week of obedience felt like detox. Loss. 1 are at 10 a.m.? Platform off, day over, ego screaming. But the account stayed alive. Week 2 delivered 3 half-hour winners, nothing heroic, equity curve inching instead of spiking. By week 4 I noticed something uncanny. I no longer hoped the next trade would get it all back. The possibility of blowing out simply didn't exist. The card took that bullet. Oddly, green days increased because red ones stayed capped. Base hits piled where moonshots once whiffed. Choose one of Lucia's rules. Loss cap, tilt timer, or micro reset. And post it below. Public promises haunt us in the best way. It's been 22 months since Account 7 launched under the UN Blowable playbook. Equity is up a modest 31%. Nothing viral. Yet not once has the curve threatened extinction. My blood pressure's lower, my weekends belong to family again, and the dining table hosts dinner, not postmortems. The market never cared how many accounts I buried, it only waited for capital disciplined enough to survive probability. Protect the bankroll and the bankroll will protect you. Everything after that. Patterns, indicators, forecasts. Is garnish. If this story nudges you to tape one rule beside your screen, like the video, subscribe, and tell us which rule goes on your own yellow card. May Account 7. Or Account 1. Live long enough to see compounding do its quiet work. I finally understood that survival isn't the prelude to success, it is success in slow motion. Every intact account is a vote for tomorrow, and tomorrow is where edge compounds. I'm always thinking about losing money as opposed to making money. Don't focus on making money, focus on protecting what you have. Paul Tudor Jones. Tattoo that on the yellow card. Protect first, trade second, and let time handle the scoreboard.